We live with a strange contradiction. We assume that by running faster toward the things we want, we'll eventually reach a state of fulfillment, yet that effort often leaves us feeling more hollow than when we started. When this exhaustion hits, the mind looks for an exit. We start to believe that the only way to find peace is to give it all up, to drop our responsibilities and walk away from society entirely. Choosing to walk away feels like a solution, but it carries the same weight as the original chase. Both paths treat the world as something that must be managed or escaped for us to be okay. Traveling to a different place doesn't change the internal pace. We stay on the same treadmill, even if we've decided to run in the opposite direction. Human behavior is often governed by two reactions: craving, which pulls us toward an object, and aversion, which pushes us away from it. Take money as an example. The person obsessed with accumulating wealth and the person terrified of possessing it are both reacting to the same thing. Their focus is identical. They are both tethered to the same central concept. When you spend your energy actively resisting something, that object still dictates your mental focus. The moment you stop pushing, the tension you created snaps you right back into the very thing you tried to avoid. Whether an object draws you in or repels you, it still holds the reins. Real freedom isn't found in either side of that struggle. True detachment, or vairagya, is defined by a lack of internal pull and internal resistance. It is a state where the presence or absence of a thing no longer creates a ripple in the mind. We see this in the ultimate test: standing before a great temptation, perhaps a favorite food or a beautiful view, and finding that the mind stays still. No greed arises, and no effort is needed to look away. We often think we can find this stillness by changing our environment. We assume the noise of the city is the problem, and that a quiet forest will be the cure. But an unfulfilled desire grows louder in isolation. Without the distractions of the city to mask it, the hunger becomes more obvious, because there is no way to satisfy it. Moving your body doesn't solve a problem that lives in your mind. Without internal detachment, a quiet forest can feel like a much tighter cage. Our suffering is linked to how we distribute our pran, or core life force. We tend to send this energy outward, tying our sense of self to things we cannot control, like our bank accounts, our reputations, or our relationships. When these external anchors are damaged or lost, our internal stability goes with them. We feel broken because we left our identity in things that were always going to change. The path to stability involves drawing that life force back. We have to sever those external ties so our energy rests within us, rather than in the world around us. Even this process has a trap: the spiritual ego. It's easy to start feeling superior because you think you're enlightened or more disciplined than others. This is just another external identity. Stability becomes permanent only when we stop trying to be special. When there is no ego to protect, there is nothing left for the world to threaten. The mind follows a pattern, swinging between extremes like a pendulum. Clinging to intense joy creates momentum for sorrow. The more effort we spend holding the pendulum at the high point of pleasure, the more force it gathers for the return. These states, both the peace and the turmoil, are temporary guests. They arrive, stay for a while, and eventually leave. Because they are always in motion, they cannot provide a lasting foundation. If catching a moment of joy is what builds the momentum for pain, the only way to find balance is to stop trying to catch the swing. This brings us to Sakshi Bhava, the state of being a witness. As a witness, you simply observe periods of happiness and periods of difficulty as they pass through you. You don't try to make the good times stay, and you don't fight to make the bad times leave. You just watch. Liberation is a shift in how you relate to your life. Outcomes lose their power over you because your internal state is no longer tied to the outside world. When you stop the exhausting effort to become someone else, the noise of desire clears. What remains is a quiet, steady awareness, the part of you that was simply watching all along, untouched by the struggle.